I've had a video banned. I've had a video banned. Oh, how evil I am. I've had a video banned. This time it's Kevin Annett. This time it's Kevin Annett. Oh, how what's a palaver. I've had another video banned. How many more? How many more? How many more videos? Hospital Reporters, Pride and Dignity. Stop the New World Order. Welcome to Panmo TV. I don't want to bore you, but I've had another video banned. Yeah. I said I wouldn't normalise this, so I'm making another video about it. Yeah. I'm just wondering how many more times I'm going to have to go through this with these historic offenses I've committed, because it's pretty clear that whatever algorithm or bot we're talking about, it's going through all my back catalogue right now, because the videos I'm having banned are older and older and older. This one is, and I'll just show it to you, is my very first Kevin Annett video. See, Kevin Annett, Liverpool lecture, the 12th of March 2011. That's 13 years ago, and this is where he's launching his book Unrepentant. Now this was, I can show you a little bit of it. I mean, obviously you can see here the first part is removed. Altogether there are 7 parts on YouTube, but luckily, of course, as always, it is on Alt-Tech, it is on BitChute, it's on Rumble, and it's on Odyssey, so you can watch it there. But it's just basically Kevin Annett was... He came over to the UK. There he is.
That's why the church and the state have always worked hand in hand on.
Okay. He came over to. This is the second part. This is the first one that's actually not. You can actually see, because the first one is now gone. He came over to the UK for the first time ever, and did a lecture literally in a room above a pub in Liverpool. And I went along for it, and I filmed it. And I met Kevin for the first time, and I said. He was quite pleased, actually, because he didn't have anyone else to do a record of his particular talk. He didn't have anyone else to film it. He didn't have a recorder of any kind to film it. I said, "Well, can I film it for Panmo TV?" And he says, "Yes." He's quite pleased about that. And since then, I've interviewed him more times. So he's been on a Panmo radio about a dozen times. Now. It's really amazing that, of course, there's no strike on my channels. They haven't taken action against me, because YouTube at least they've kind of got a little bit more sensible now. They've got a little bit more sensible, because they used to just like put massive strikes on your channel. They used to stop you uploading for a week or something for every single offense. Now they finally probably caved into pressure, and they've realized, if we're going to start attacking people for rules they broke before these rules were even in place, we're going to look like complete and total bastards. And now they've said, "Oh, we don't want to be that much like bastards. We may be arrogant. We may be arrogant Silicon Valley monopolies, but we don't want to be complete scum." So they just remove videos now that historically commit an offence or breach the TOS. They don't actually. They just remove them. They send you a little email. As you know, the email. I don't have to read it to you. It's the same one. Excuse me. In the previous video, which I did about a week ago, they've just all they have done is simply that template email again, and I'm not going to read it out to you again. But that's all they do. They just quietly remove the video and just let you know. Now, I do wonder. I mean, how many more times is this going to happen? I can already. I mean, don't tell anyone. I can think of a couple more videos that probably they would target. Some of them are more recent, but I don't know exactly what I'm supposed to do about that. I mean, I can't. I'm certainly not going to go around selectively editing myself. It would firstly take a lot of. It would be a lot of effort. It probably wouldn't do me any good. And also, I don't want to. I don't want to go around pandering to them when they start imposing the jackboot of ridiculous rules and laws and breaches of medical misinformation and fact checking and all that bollocks. That being said, I mean, what is different here is, you may notice that I've removed the word in the description box. I have said I've had a video banned from YouTube for violating their policy. I've dropped the word allegedly violating, because they have got me banged to rights this time. I'm not going to try and appeal it, because it does very blatantly breach their policy. It really does. I mean, Kevin literally says, in as many words, that he talks about a medical treatment, and he said that it had deliberate side effects that affected the health of the people it was intended to treat.
Now that is something you can't say on YouTube anymore, and so he said it openly. I personally think it's very wrong. I think you should be allowed to say that, especially because there may be in many cases there's good reason for thinking that's true. But YouTube or YouTube. They're a private company. They can do whatever they like. All right. Well, so's BitChute, Odyssey, and Rumble. So you'll be good to know. If you want to know if you want to see the entire video, as I said, it's available on all the Alt Tech sites. Please do sub to me on Alt Tech if you haven't already. Please do. But this is just another example of the kind of Big Brother 1984 thing. The memory hole, black, white, statues being moved, things like that. I mean, if you want to know what's behind me, it's the actual. It seems to be working better now. This particular effect. Maybe it's a black and white image behind me, but you can see my hands don't disappear when I do that. That's a shot from the BBC TV production of 1984, the adaptation. That was in 1954. And you see there Peter Cushing playing Winston Smith and Andre Morel playing O'Brien. And this is a bit of an infamous. It's a bit of an infamous production because some people watching at home had some pretty adverse reactions, because when the scene came on with the rats, and was it Mrs. Beryl, what's her name? And Mrs. Beryl Mervyn of Herne Bay, Kent, died. She was sitting there watching it with her family. She was so horrified by what she saw. She had a heart attack and died. Death by television, yeah. So yeah, it's a good one. If you've not seen this adaptation, I think you can get it on YouTube. I think it's quite a good one. But I suppose I'm now sitting there wondering. I'm probably going to lose more of these videos, probably old ones. Although some of the other zombie videos, because I've lost one zombie video. I was thinking that the other zombie videos I've done, including more recent ones, like for example I'm thinking they're bound to spot this eventually. What about the one I did at Truth Seekers Northeast? That was not long ago. I think that was in like 2021. That contains pretty much the same information that was in the 2015 zombie movie. I mean, am I going to lose that one as well? I mean, if so, it's a shame, because that's an absolute cracker, that one. But it's all on Alt Tech. That's the thing. It's always on Alt Tech. I just it's just annoying that this has happened. It's just annoying, and this is just another way in which our world has changed. It's taken the fun out of social media. I keep repeating this point again, but I have to, because we can't let this become just routine. We can't accept this, even though, I mean, it's what was in that video was a very clear violation. That policy itself is unjust. As for Kevin Annett, I mean, this is why I say we need some kind of tribunal, because as you're probably aware, that Kevin Annett has experienced something very, very similar to several other people, including Simon Parkes, Larry Warren, Darren Perks, a couple of other people, which is they have been on the receiving end of an internet lynch mob. Kevin is now, if you Google him, you'll find loads and loads of people who absolutely hate him and think he's a fraud and think he's a liar, etc., etc. And this includes some people who make I think a valid point, although I think they're incorrect. I think they're still falsely accusing Kevin, but they say that what Kevin is doing is essentially it plays into the white guilt agenda. Now, I don't think that is Kev's intention. I really don't. I don't think he's the kind of person who wants to institute white guilt on anyone. But he is making people aware of facts. He's making people aware of the work he's done in terms of historical and archaeological investigation and the research he's done into what happened in the residential schools in Canada. And I think there's something horrible. I think it was a horrible period of history which has been covered up, hidden from history, as his TV documentary is called, Hidden from History. And that's. I feel bad that happened, and I think it needs to be exposed. And it's got nothing to do with white guilt. I would never connect this to sort of like, oh, reparations, take the knee, apologise, all white people are to blame for this, and any of that bollocks. I don't go along with that at all. Yeah, so that's it. Well, the rest of the story is, as I said, I'm not going to appeal this. I'm not going to give them the satisfaction, or I don't want to give the robot, the mindless droid, which is, I mean, maybe that's all it is. It's just a mindless thing. It doesn't make any difference. But it's because I really do understand exactly how I breached those guidelines that I'm not going to bother appealing it, because they will turn it down. And in accordance with their system, then they are in the right and I'm in the wrong. But there you go. Anyway, this is only a little short video. There'll be another one coming soon. I'm planning on doing one pretty soon, actually, in the next couple of days. Should be interesting. I'm doing another film roving review, so check that out. One more thing, a little bit of a follow-up. It's just a slight follow-up on the last video I did, which was the Eclipse Apocalypse live stream. I'll just show you something. Something really unbelievable happened. I mean, I say unbelievable, but I'm not sure if is unbelievable the right thing. I don't know. I want you to cast your mind back to the video I did on Monday. That's the Eclipse Apocalypse live stream, and the discussion I did when it came to CERN, the home of the Large Hadron Collider, and how it was relevant to all these things, and how they're restarting it and stuff like this. A couple of days later, I came across this article. This is from the University of Edinburgh. Statement on the death of Professor Peter Higgs. And it says down here, Professor Higgs is renowned the world over for his prediction of the existence of a new particle called the Higgs boson, which he first proposed in 1964. It would be almost 50 years before the particle's existence could be confirmed with experiments at the Large Hadron Collider at CERN, finally confirming Higgs' theory in 2012. He was joined in being awarded the Nobel Prize in Physics, along with Francois Englert. Yeah, Professor Higgs was a great teacher and inspired generations of young scientists. Yeah, he was actually in the audience at the time. He was in the audience at the time. Remember, he wept from emotion when they announced they discovered the Higgs boson. All that work he'd done so many years ago had paid off. And it says here, but I want to draw your attention to this. It's been confirmed that Professor Peter Higgs has died at the age of 94. Right. He passed away peacefully at his home on Monday, the 8th of April. Monday, the 8th of April. Professor, I didn't know this had happened when I did my Eclipse Apocalypse live stream. So this is just a follow-up. I'm just inserting it obtrusively off topic into this video. Professor Higgs died on the day of the eclipse. Maybe even died during the eclipse. Now, it could be a coincidence. It could be. But it seems strange. It just seems strangely apt, synchronistic. But anyway, deepest condolences to his loved ones. I'm very sorry that happened, but I suppose at the age of 94, it's to be expected. Right, guys, that's it. There'll be another video coming pretty soon. And like I said, I've got plans to make one in the next couple of days. Thank you for watching Hapanmo TV yet again. Hospital Porters, pride and dignity. Stop the New World Order.
What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? I'll keep on making all those videos. I will not censor myself. I will not censor myself. No, never I will.